presentation was fantastic. I didn't expect that. I walked in and I was in disbelief at first.
The karaoke, it was one of those so bad that it's good.
It was so romantic, my wife almost kissed him.
He said, it is spicy. He has a heavy hand. Be careful.
I loved this restaurant.
Hello, I'm Michelle Bernstein, and welcome to Check Please South Florida, the show where regular people from all over South Florida recommend and review their favorite restaurants. So this is how the show works. Every week we have 3 guests. Each recommends his or her favorite spot, and then the other 2 go to check them out and see what they think. This week, physician Sahid Lopez finds her favorite Indian bistro therapeutic. She schedules regular visits to a small Miami strip mall where the cozy ambiance and the spicy aromas always awaken her senses. Academic advisor April Gaddis suggests you visit her pick for a course in cuisine that is both healthy and delicious. She says for the perfect blend of the fresh and the flavorful, you should make the trip to this little boutique juice bar by the beach. But first, federal mediator Gwynn Tate will not settle for a mediocre meal. Now, physician Sahid Lopez considers herself a specialist in dining out. She enjoys a place that puts a lot of care into their cuisine, and for that, she heads to a small Indian bistro, serving up what she calls the best tandoori in South Florida. It's in Miami, and it's called Imlee Indian Bistro.
When people walk in, you can see, especially if it's first time, they're pleasantly surprised because it's this cozy little secret restaurant that you found because it's very romantic. We have the water flowing in the back, we have this beautiful Indian music on, and it's got very faint essence of incense. And of course, the aromas of the food. I mean, Indian food is so aromatic. The cuisine is primarily North Indian.
It's very flavorful, and I think people confuse that a lot of the time with spicy. The first thing they'll tell you is, I don't eat spicy, I can't try Indian food. But that's very far from the truth. If we can do from mild and for the faint of heart, and then the most adventurous, we can do some of the hottest, spiciest dishes. The thing that we're really known for is the freshness of our food. Nothing is prepared and left, and they make everything made to order.
They source the ingredients. My husband goes sometimes early in the morning to the seafood markets, the vegetable markets. They source ingredients, spices from everywhere, the freshest.
All our staff, they're very knowledgeable in what they're serving. They don't just take the order and bring it to the kitchen. They have a fairly good idea of what each dish entails.
Imlee Indian Bistro is a taste of India in the heart of Pinecrest.
The ambiance is rather unexpected in Imlee, don't you think?
I was actually introduced to Imlee by some Indian friends, and I went there and you literally could smell the spices in the parking lot. Then when you come in, it's small, it's cozy, minimal decor. The food, you know, is phenomenal. The chicken tandoori is my favorite there. They even have tandoori that's done with like fish and shrimp. They don't always just have to serve chicken. So
Tandoor being the most amazing oven that I've actually cooked in before, which took all the hairs off of my arm. Can go up to 900 degrees or higher.
And they season their tandoori chicken the night before. It's in a bit of a yogurt sauce.
Oh.
Something happens overnight when we're not there.
You guys should try that at home. Stick anything in yogurt the next day. It's so good.
Really? Yeah, I've never done that. I have to try it. I have to try it.
So what else do you eat when you go there?
The lamb vindaloo. I always order it very spicy, like hot.
I had the chicken vindaloo. It was done the same way.
It was done the same way?
Did you enjoy it?
Oh, it was just wonderful.
Yeah.
And like you said, they offer me mild, medium, hot, or fiery, and I chose fiery, which is just perfect.
I can't even imagine. How did you get through that?
I didn't sweat or anything. It was great. I did have quite a few glasses of ice water, though, which they were very good at keeping filled. I was concerned. It was only my second experience with Indian food in 20 years.
Wow.
And as I turned 40, I thought, I hope I can handle this spicy stuff at my age. But it was just right. I had that, and as an appetizer, I had one of the tomato soups they offered, which wasn't like a cream of tomato, it's more of a chunky tomato and a lot of cilantro in it.
And you enjoy the flatbread, right?
Oh, it was great. They served it with the meal, and it came with a container of 3 different condiments.
Yes,
I never found out what the condiments were. I just decided to be adventuresome and try them.
I'm a sauce person, and so when I got that little 3 rim of the sauces, I was like, oh, this is awesome. The corn soup, you mentioned tomato soup, but the corn soup that I had that day was awesome. We ended up getting the buffet, and oh my gosh, it was like so much food.
So you got to taste more.
We had the appetizer platter as well that came along with the buffet. It was awesome. And then the entrees, they came galore because we had the buffet, and I think that's the best deal in town. I really do. My favorite, I would have to say, because I'm a big okra fan, and I think it's called bindi masala. And it was so crispy, so good, and it did not have that slimy texture that a lot of people are afraid of with okra.
Southern girl likes her okra.
Yes.
Did any of you try the mango lassi?
It was like, it has a custard texture.
Well,
but
yogurt. It's a yogurt-based drink.
It went hand in hand, especially with like the spiciness.
When I have the vindaloo, that I like to order that one very spicy as well. I like to have my mango lassi nearby because when it just gets too hot, I take a sip of it and it cools things down, and I can kind of go without continuing with
Awesome.
Michelle, the only downside I could see to the restaurant, when you walk in, you're in the middle of the dining room, and I wasn't quite sure, having a reservation, which I did, where to go.
13 tables exactly, I counted. Because when I went to the door, I was like, oh my gosh, I was just shocked at how small it was. And so 13 tables exactly, I counted. The only thing I could say that would be a downside is that I felt like I wanted more of an explanation of what it was I was eating, but the way that I was cleaning my plates, they probably was like, oh yeah, she's the regular. So I think the thing that really got me was walking out, and they have like this little minty thing that you have. I, took some of that, and that was another surprising taste. I was like, wow, this is kind of like a dinner mint, afterwards or whatever, but it was like some kind of little herbs or whatever.
Yeah,
so
it's really great for digestion, and it's also really good to sort of cleanse the palate, especially after all the spices.
Yeah.
Can we talk about my favorite subject? Donuts?
Because they somewhat sit on this syrup that's with cardamom flavored syrup. I think they're deep fried.
Probably.
As all donuts are. But it was sweet and not too overpowering, and it was a nice way to end the meal.
Well, Sahid, Imlee was your choice. Give me a quick summary.
Imlee is a cozy, small Indian restaurant that offers authentic Indian cuisine with a chicken tandoori that is a must-have.
Gwen?
Although it's my only second Indian restaurant experience in 20 years, I can hardly wait to go back, and we'll probably do so this week.
That's awesome. April?
Yes, definitely wonderful Indian food. For Indian food lovers, a must. Definitely for non-Indian food lovers, I say a must. This restaurant is definitely worth the drive. I'm planning my next trip in my head as well.
You can spice up your evening at Imlee Indian Bistro. It's located at 12663 South Dixie Highway in Miami. Open daily for lunch and dinner. Reservations are accepted, and the average price for a dinner without drinks is about $30.